Hello and welcome to the Islamic Finance Weekly, where we discuss relevant topics in the non-interest finance market. Islamic finance, also known as non-interest finance, has deepened the financial system in Nigeria by providing alternative investment and financing outlets to many households in the banking, insurance, and capital market segments. This is evidenced by the growing demand for an ever-increasing customer base of Islamic financial services in the country. From one non-interest financial institution in 2012, the industry has grown into 3 licensed full-fledged non-interest banks, 2 windows of conventional bank, and 3 microfinance banks, amongst others. Despite having 51 million Nigerian women above 18 years of age, the fast-growing Islamic finance sector in Nigeria has traditionally been dominated by men. Could women play a bigger role in Islamic finance? Today on the program, we'll be discussing providing investment opportunities for women in Nigeria through non-interest finance. We'll also look at why women should explore Islamic finance as an investment alternative. Joining me this morning for this conversation is Ayotunde Aminu, Audit Manager at Deloitte Nigeria. She's also a gender parity advocate and Islamic Finance Enthusiast. Ayotunde joins me virtually. Good morning and thank you for coming on the Islamic Finance Weekly.
Good morning, Bukola, and thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure. The latest EFINA report revealed that 21.3 million Nigerian women are financially excluded. The report further noted that when more women have a chance to work, they contribute to the country's productivity and economic diversification. Share with us your understanding of financial services and how the women financial inclusion can be bridged.
Okay, thank you very much once again, Bukola. So good to be here. Financial service industry is a very broad one. Financial service is a broad topic to discuss. But largely it implies the services for all financial products that we see around. It ranges from banking to insurance, pension, asset management, and the likes. However, banking seems to be the major economic driver. It's the biggest within the space, within the financial service space, and it also provides a medium that inclusion can be better preached, given its significance within the financial service industry. Also, the Apex Bank has done a whole lot in the last 5 years around financial inclusion, a lot of financial inclusion initiatives that has been driven from the top, from the Apex body. That's why you have the likes of the agency banking, even the Islamic finance that we are talking about today. It's part of the initiative of the Apex Bank to drive financial inclusion. However, this still has a low penetration rate, which we'll be talking about subsequently in this interview. The second one is insurance. Despite our population advantage in Nigeria, insurance penetration is still pretty low. It's still at a rate of 0.5%, which is low compared to the population of the country. Yes, which is very low. Now, what contributes? What is the reason for this low penetration? It's just because there's lack of trust and confidence in these insurance companies. And insurance business thrives basically on public trust. So operators within this space need to develop innovative products, embrace technology to drive efficiency. They need to disrupt their traditional process and win the public confidence, and also meet the public at the point of their need. Pension industry in the last 10 years has witnessed a significant growth. You agree with that? All thanks to the implementation of the Pensions Reforms Act and the increased regulatory activities by the National Pension Commission. The industry is well regulated, and we're beginning to see growth in the pension industry. People are beginning to trust. There's public trust within that space. However, with respect to your question, on exclusion of women, according to the reports by EFINA. Why I agree to an extent with our statistics. EFINA has identified key areas where women are excluded, which one is around exclusion of women from salaried employment and also exclusion of women from credit markets. I'll take it from the second point. Exclusion of women from salaried employment. I think we should appreciate ourselves that we've seen increased female participation within the financial service space. We have quite a number of top financial institutions, top-rated organizations being led by women at the moment. And we also have, even in recruitment, if you look at the employment ratio now, it's better. It's not one-sided anymore. So there's opportunity for women to actually thrive within that space. However, it can always be better. And how do we intend to achieve this? Organization needs to be more deliberate about their gender parity strategy. Women should be deliberate about mentoring young women as they progress in their career. Also, organizations should also come up with inclusive employee-related policies that considers the female gender. And also on our own part as women, it will be useless for us to have all this opportunity and we don't have the capability and right competence to actually take up the opportunity. So I would suggest that women also, we have to upskill ourselves, take up relevant certifications, develop appropriate competence, capability that would enable us function appropriately as this opportunity presents itself.
I agree with you, Ayotunde. Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
also in exclusion from the credit markets. You agree with me that women, especially Nigerian women, we are seen to be business oriented, entrepreneurial. We have this entrepreneurial spirit. We engage in a whole lot of trade, a whole lot of exchange. So that's why that might account for the reason why you don't, we feel women are excluded. They are not taking the risk to look for finance for their business. An average Nigerian dreads credit. So I think financial institutions can come up with products that will meet the interests of women, speak to the products, innovative products, and speak to the businesses that women are passionate about. And also in recent times, we've seen conventional financial institutions do that, partner, come up with innovative products, support the fashion business, support the fashion business, the food business. We've seen that in recent times. And there's been positive feedbacks about that. So my take is financial institutions should come up with innovative products that can meet women at the point of their needs.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Tunde, financial services are crucial to the functioning of an economy, and being financially included can have transformative effect for women. Thank you very much. So the rise of Islamic finance in Nigeria is remarkable but seemingly male-dominated. So give us an overview why Nigerians women need to explore the opportunities in the Islamic finance segment, and what would they do differently to see the industry thrive?
Okay, thank you very much once again. The first assertion, it's quite debatable, as in my opinion, the Nigeria Islamic finance industry was pioneered by a woman, Mrs. Ajara Adiola. However, at this point, I think the discussion around Islamic finance should focus more on penetration into the Nigerian market, awareness, sensitization to improve its acceptability, and not really about gender consideration now. It's the industry is between the growth, the introductory and the growth phase. So we need to do a whole lot more around sensitization, awareness, telling people, letting people know the values, the reason why this is a viable alternative. So in response to that, Islamic finance upholds trade, which matches the interest of women, as earlier mentioned, that we are wired to trade, do a whole lot of business, multitask. Even when we have our normal jobs, we have a normal private employment or 9 to 5 jobs. Women are wired to multitask and always looking at doing something different, something else. So NFIs, that's the non-interest finance institutions, they need to be more innovative and come up with products that can assist small scale businesses. It could be within the fashion space, within the food business. There's a projection about the food business now, and that is actually unprecedented. So it's something that women should actually look into. And also, as women are looking into it, there's a need for non-interest finance institution to come up with innovative products to meet these needs. So with that, women can actually leverage on the products and drive efficiency and productivity ultimately in their business, productivity and profitability.
Part of the challenges women entrepreneurs in Nigeria face are lack of access to funds, inability to access training and equipment, lack of role models in business and finance industry, amongst others. So as a gender parity advocate and non-interest finance enthusiast, what is your take on Islamic finance as a tool for women empowerment?
Okay, as earlier mentioned, there's a need to drive awareness. There's a need to drive awareness. Penetration is still low. There's been progress, but there's a whole lot more to do. People need to know the reason why this is a viable alternative, as earlier mentioned. And Islamic finance can be a tool through financial education. In most cases, we see science, technology-related scholarships and all of that. But NFIs can also improve the number of women, improving the number of women pursuing finance-related or finance-based education or certification by offering scholarship to females, sponsoring them to study finance-related courses, and also particularly Islamic finance, which is the topic we are discussing today. Also, there's a whole lot more that needs to go into financial needs of women. They need to research on products that will appeal to the women, to the female folks, and design such products. And this they can do by leveraging on data and technology in recent times. So also is the growing Islamic fintech. That might not be the subject of discussion for today, but you agree with me that women are growing in the tech space, and they will be interested in tapping into probable business opportunity that Islamic fintech has to offer.
Talking about product, what are the available Islamic financial products that Muslim and non-Muslim women can invest in, do business transactions, and diversify their income? What are the available Islamic finance products?
Okay, so there are quite a number of alternatives, and the challenge here is still people understanding what these products are all about, what these products can do. We have the likes of Robaha, which is a cost plus arrangement between the seller and the buyer. And good enough is a contract of trust. The buyer knows the cost, and there's a margin. The seller just adds a margin, and the buyer is allowed to pay over a period of time. Also, you have the Ijara, which is the conventional leases, but the contract is structured differently. So you have the Ijara option. You have the construction, or you have Istisna that you can actually use to finance construction projects. And also you have the Mudaraba, which is a partnership style arrangement, which for me, it's actually very good because it brings in required involvement from both parties. And it's a business, it sits on a profit sharing agreement, a profit sharing arrangement, which is predetermined. And also the most common one, which is the Sukuk. It's an asset-based finance which allows ownership of the assets which is being financed. and the return the return on the sukuk, which was recently, I think there was one that was recently launched. So there's been good returns, there's been good feedback on the sukuk, introduction of sukuk and leveraging on sukuk, and in most cases it has been oversubscribed. So for me, these products are not just, that is why I've been emphasizing on the need to explain, to teach people, to let people know the values that these products, these Islamic finance products, can bring on board. These products, the way they are designed, they are not just improving, they are not just beneficial to individuals. They provide an opportunity to improve both the real and the financial sector concurrently. So these products are products that anyone, both female, male, Muslim, non-Muslims, can actually leverage on. And also we have the takaful. The conventional insurers still has a low penetration. So you can imagine where takaful business is now, but all this can be improved through financial literacy, education, financial education, sensitization, awareness, and emphasizing on the values that these products can bring. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, Islamic finance products like Takafu, Ijaro, Istisino, you mentioned, they can be deployed to support women entrepreneurs. You know, these are the Islamic finance products that can be used for women entrepreneurs, and if deployed effectively, it will thrive and work for them. As we wrap up the conversation, you know, we are projecting to the fourth quarter of 2022. So, what is the key development that will shape women-owned businesses in 2022, and ways Islamic financial institutions can deepen support for them, particularly training women in tech skills?
Okay, so key developments that would shape business owned by women. One is technology. There's a need to move away from the traditional practices. And even when you leverage on technology, you should know that today's best is tomorrow's standard. So there's always a need to remain very fluid, to respond to changes and leverage on technology as it evolves. Second is access to finance, which is what we've been discussing. We need to make that easier for people to access finance. Well, it's highly commendable access to finance these days. However, within the Islamic finance space, what have we done? And this still boils down to awareness, sensitization. People need to know the value that these things would have, these Islamic finance products will have. So then other macroeconomic variables, now we have a double digits increased inflation rates. There's been the inflation rate has been on the high side these days, which definitely you can't operate outside your economy, and it would affect the operations. It would affect businesses, currently affecting businesses. However, Islamic finance institution can leverage on these challenges and provide opportunities, come up with products that would address the needs, train and retrain people, and which this could be done through corporate social responsibility, especially in the area of tech. They can partner with tech hubs to train women in Islamic finance technology. Good enough, there are a lot of things, a lot of courses available remotely now. So this can be done, and we will see better improvements if we are deliberate about this. And also, Islamic finance institution needs to be deliberate about gender balance in their employment policies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ayotunde Aminu. We really appreciate your intervention on Islamic finance. Thank you very much for sharing your perspective with us. Have a nice day.
Thank you very much, Bukola, and thanks for having me. Have a nice day too.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Women can achieve their investment goals in Islamic finance because the industry is committed to equality and fair representation. There is therefore an increasing need to create more awareness on how women can access funds to empower them financially. It is also important for the Islamic financial institutions to deepen their product base with top priority for women. That brings us to the end of this program. To learn or read more about Islamic finance, visit our website www.proshare.co. Also connect with us on all our social media platforms displaying on the screen. Thank you for watching. See you next week Friday for another episode. Stay blessed and bye for now.